How to learn to live in peace with yourself, love and understand yourself. It doesn't need to be learned. You just need to return to this state. Because it's your own state of nature, which you just temporarily forgot about. Now we need to remember. You, like an angel, like a luminous divine being, always live in peace and love with yourself. All eternity passes in love. Immortality, can you imagine how much it is? Against the backdrop of eternity, the period when you play the role of a person on earth and forget your essence is brief, like the shortest moment. They cannot force you to completely withdraw from yourself. You are still yourself, a person who lives forever in love. Remember this. Tell yourself that there is nothing in you that you can't love. There is nothing in you that cannot be understood and forgiven. There's nothing about you to make you fight with yourself. God abide with you in peace. God loves and understands you just the way you are. Start seeing yourself through God's eyes, and you will find answers to your questions. To create a peaceful space with yourself. I know who I really am. I know my true nature. My true essence is divine. I am a divine spirit who dwells on the earth in human form. No matter what is happening around, nothing and nothing can change me divine essence. Whatever happens, I see what is happening through the eyes of the Spirit, and I see that there is no place for dramatization, no place for imbalance. Everything happens in the behalf of the highest good of the universe and all souls on earth. I believe in my divine essence. I believe in the wisdom of the universe, and this belief creates the basis for peace, love, and light in my soul. Now I create for myself a space of divine love, divine light, divine peace and tranquility. This is a safe and protected place centered in my heart. Being in this space, I am immunity to external influences. Being in this space, I maintain balance and harmony, whatever is happening around it. I deserve love, understanding, sympathy, attention, and forgiveness, and no reason will prevent this. I forgive, understand, respect myself as God forgiven, understand and respect me, the Almighty, Creator of the universe. Understand and accept yourself. I treat others without judging, respect their choices, whatever it is. It gives me a wise view of things, a view of peace, peace and love. Peace, calm and love in my soul give me healing. In a space protected with peace and love, I feel comfortable and safe. I'm healing here and now, and every moment of my life gives me everything more peace, love and healing. How to forgive yourself for mistakes. Darling, do you really think that you can do something that God won't forgive you for? My answer is this: you've never done it in your life, so a terrible mistake that He doesn't deserve to be forgiven. This applies to all of you. There is not a single person who has done something so terrible that God would not forgive him. Yes, this number includes criminals, and those who kill their own kind, and warmongers. Yes, honey, it's strange for you to hear this, but God loves them too. God also forgives them. Maybe they would not have committed their crimes if they only knew about it, about God's infinite love and forgiveness. But after all, even the most terrible deeds from your point of view are not an obstacle to God's love and His forgiveness. So what to say about the sins of most of you, which are not sins at all? I'll tell you more. Forgiveness, it's yours. Purely a human concept. For God, there is no concept of forgiveness, because He does not see your fault in anything. You have nothing to blame, which means you have nothing to forgive. Each of you gets the experience that he considers necessary, which he would like to receive. This is an experiment. You experiment with different energies. Let them into your life to understand what can be done with these energies next. You have the right to experiment with any energy, any accusations, and therefore pardons, are completely inappropriate concepts here. Because of this, you might think that you were forgiven in advance for everything you did. You don't have to punish yourself and suffer from guilt. Your guilt will not fix your mistake. Only your awareness of what you have done and the lessons learned from it will improve it. Let it the best lesson will be yours self-acceptance, yours forgive yourself, yours unconditional self-love. I am a divine spirit who experiences life on earth in the human body. In my divine essence, I am perfect, but as a human I make mistakes, and this is normal, this is natural, it is considered as one of the extremely necessary conditions of life on earth. The fact that I made mistakes doesn't change my divine essence in any way and doesn't reduce my divine dignity in any way. From now, I started to treat my mistakes more calmly as a natural and necessary part of my world experience. From now, I refuse to dramatize my mistakes and regret them. I refuse to feel guilty about mistakes, because it was not my fault. Now I see mistakes not as a reason to blame myself and punish myself, but as a guide, a sign on my path, showing the right direction. I consider with care, love and patience the mistakes I have made to learn from the right experiences and keep following them. I thank my life for allowing me to have this experience. I know that everything that happens on earth is not only work for me, but also a gain. So I refuse to take the mistake too seriously. I refuse to worry about it. There is nothing for me. Forgive yourself because it was not my fault. I accept my right to make mistakes. I accept my mistakes as well. I accepted them into my experience, and easily moved along the path that was done for me. I am imperfect, like everyone, but at the same time I remember divine perfection, my own and others. I am calm about my imperfection as a person. This does not prevent me treat myself with love and respect myself and live with dignity. I am loved by God. I am forgiven by God. Everything in my life works as it is, and I lovingly accept myself and my life as is. I know I'm far from perfect. How can I be positive about myself? You don't have to be perfect to be positive about yourself. You are perfect in spirit. For God you are perfect. God sees you as perfect, and perfect is your true essence. Your imperfection as a person is caused only by the limitations of the three-dimensional world and the role that you chose for yourself before incarnation. Now you understand that these imperfections are conditional and temporary. They're just game terms. Therefore, to God they mean nothing. You are free to take your lessons however you want. You are free to correct or not correct your mistakes. You can play the game by your own rules. God's attitude toward you has not changed at all. And this, oh yes, at the highest degree a positive attitude. Remember that you are God. Treat yourself like God. That is, it is positive. After all, by this word, do you mean self-love and respect, self-approval and acceptance? Understand that there are no necessary conditions for this at all. You don't have to wait until you are perfect. Let go of the reasons why you can't begin to feel good about yourself. These causes don't exist. They exist only as a result of your delusions. Start treating yourself well for no reason at all. Give yourself permission to do it. And stop counting your flaws. They are still far below your divine dignity. Affirmations for a positive attitude towards yourself. I am a divine spirit experiencing life on earth. I belong to a divine family which live according to the law unconditional love. No one and nothing can sever my relationship with a loving divine family, a relationship that I feel constantly, no matter what happened in my world life. My divine family loves me as is and accepts me as is in all of my manifestations. I learn to bring to this earth unconditional divine love. I accept myself as is, with weaknesses and failures, with mistakes and imperfections, which are important conditions for passing lessons on planet Earth. As a divine spirit, I have perfection and power. For life on planet Earth, I give voluntary consent to limit my power and my perfectness. I am perfect basically, but I give myself the right to imperfectness, mistakes and weaknesses. I treat them calmly to learn from mistakes and move forward, to light, to love, to greater perfection. Everything is right in my life. No mistakes, only new steps to perfection. I live, I learn, I deserve the approval, happiness and joy of my world journey. I am a divine spirit, and I am beautiful, loved and perfect in the eyes of God in all my manifestations. All good things in life start with self-love. These affirmations will help you remember your true divine nature, change your attitude towards yourself, and, therefore, improve your life in all its manifestations. Lack of self-love is the cause of many failures, illnesses, poverty and tragedies. Learning to love oneself in its truest sense means fulfilling the purpose for which we were born on earth. And if you think we have other tasks to do, think again. Only through self-love will you open channels of love for everything in the universe. Only by forgiving yourself, you will accept other people. Only by loving yourself will you learn to remain in joy, in harmony, in unconditional nirvana. And only then will you be able to serve the world in its truest sense. Loving ourselves, We become an inexhaustible source of love. We are enriched by love, which we can spread in every word, in every thought, in every action. Affirmations can be practiced in different periods of life, because every moment of life will reveal new obstacles in us, fears, and claims to ourselves, because we are experts in creating them. You can do this again at least once a year, in a difficult life situation. It will always help you. Try it. Enjoy mastering the true, pure, fundamental feelings of acceptance and love for yourself in the here and now. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends, so we can continue to make more videos. Hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to press the bell button. Also, be sure to check out our other videos. May be useful. Thank you for watching.